Hello, and welcome to the first video in my Ultimate Guide series for Gems of War. I'm going to be going through and making short videos on the basics in Gems of War, all the way up to more advanced strategies. I'm going to try to cover most of the content in Gems of War and try to make it as thorough as possible. So, in my first video, I figured instead of focusing on team building or events, currencies, stuff like that, I figured I would take a closer look and show you guys a little more about how to use some tactics to your advantage while in any battle in Gems of War, whether it's a super easy explore battle or a very difficult dungeon battle. So let's go ahead and get into just a random battle here. Let's go. I think I started a Dana Explore. This is at difficulty level 12. But let's go ahead and take a look at this, and I'm going to see if I can show you guys some examples of how to use the gems to your advantage. So, I got 2 skull gem matches. Whether I get one or not, I know for sure that the enemy is. Now, let's take a closer look at these. Every move that you want to make, or that you should make, you need to look closer at it. So, which of these two would be best for me? This one here in the top left, right? I would get a skull match, no problem there. But what would happen from that? Well, slide that down and slide the green up. The green is then going to fall right here, where the bottom skull is. It's going to connect with these. That's going to fall. And these brown are going to connect. So that's 2 gem matches using the skull match. What about this one? If I throw this over and connect these 3 skulls, I'll get a purple gem match. Is there going to be any negative consequence from doing that? Not that I can see. Now, I'm going to take my chance here. I would like to get 2 gem matches out of this 1 skull match, right? Collects more mana. So, I'll be helping Kristinax gain mana, and my hero gain mana. So, let's go ahead and connect those. Oh, and I got a red match out of that. The enemy, however, got the skull match, and they only got the purple match. We got 3. We collected 6. Total of 10 mana. Compared to their... Well, they actually didn't collect any mana. Great for us. Because when they match those skulls, they match purple. They don't have a single purple troop. So, that was a smart move. And that's kind of what you want to look at on more difficult battles. You know, this is Explorer level 12. So, you kind of might want to take your time just a little bit and make sure you're making the right move. So let's go to match. It wants me to match these, and before doing that, just so you know, it does not always give you the optimal match. A lot of the time it will give you a recommended match that will help the enemy, where after you make this match, it might line up a set of skulls for them or an extra turn for them. But I don't see any negative consequence from doing this, so I'll go ahead and match those. Let's go ahead and grab this red. One thing to keep in mind here is when I match this red, I have a chance for a blue gem to fall right here in the second slot and make 4 blue gems match, and I get an extra turn. But there's also 2 times that possibility that a blue gem would fall on the top or the bottom. So let's see what happens. Wow, I got that extra turn. A blue gem fell right here, and it worked out in our favor. But it could have also hurt us as well. So that's just, you know, something you got to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and match this red. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cast a spell here. Alright, so I have Chrysonax at full mana. I can cast his spell. Let's see what we want to keep in mind. Which skulls on the board could be matched closely? Not quite yet, but almost. Well, these, right? If I use Chrysonax to remove all the gems of one color on the board, I certainly do not want to remove blue or brown. If I remove blue, those two will fall, and the enemy will be able to match a skull. If I move brown, same situation. The enemy will be able to match that. So we'll go with yellow. Alright, so because I did that, that prevented the enemy from getting a skull match, and whatever they did, let us get a skull match. Alright, so his alchemist just spawned a whole bunch of yellow. Now, watch, pay close attention. It wants us to match this purple. Like I said, it's not always the best solution to take the recommendation of the AI. So, if I match this purple, what up here is going to happen? Well, when I match this purple, there's 3 gems that are going to disappear. That will bring this yellow down by 1 slot, right? If that moves down 1 slot and my turn ends, well, the enemy can then match this one here, get 4 in a row, and gain an extra turn. So we do not want to do that. Instead, what you would want to do when you're in a situation like this, where you have 2 here and then 2 here, right? One's at this level, and then you have one row above. It would be best if I had 2 of one color here, and then I could match those anywhere below it, these 2, but I don't. So, for example, if this purple was in the green spot, I can match the purple. Both of these would fall, and I would gain an extra turn. So that's what you want to look out for. So I'm not going to take that recommendation, obviously. I'm going to go to match this purple up here. Alright. And still wants us to take that purple. Not going to do it. Well, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Now, if I match this red, you have to think. You have 3 skulls right here. There's a fair chance that if a skull did spawn, whether it be here or here, he would get a skull match. So I don't want to do that. We're going to say match this green. Alright, so no skulls spawned where they could get us. Let's go to match this. We'll go and make them happy and match the purple there. Let's go and get brown. Alright, so no extra turns. Every time you move, or it's your turn, you want to make sure there's no extra turns on the board. And if there is an extra turn, the AI will let you know. It'll tell you if there is one. You just gotta wait for it to flash. But I got Chrysonax powered up here. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Well, the enemy has 2 red mana troops. They also have 2 brown. So if I get rid of their red or brown, remove all that from the board, they won't be able to collect that color mana. Well, the 2 red troops are almost at full mana. So let's go in and get rid of the red. So now they're going to have a harder time trying to get their mana up. Let's go in and cast my hero spell. Alright. Let's see here. We'll go in and take purple. Alright, sweet. So they got us set up pretty nice for a skull match. But if we do that, these two will fall right here. And he'll be able to also get a skull match. So is there anything that we can do to mitigate that? Well, our only hope of avoiding that is to cast this troop, Amalgam, and he creates 8 purple gems. Maybe we could get an extra turn if it creates 2 here or 1 here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it didn't work out the best, but I still did get a skull match up here from Amalgam, and he also got a skull match, but he was going to get one regardless, so it worked out just fine. Now, these 2 skulls are matched with either this singular skull or the +5. Well, +5 damage is always good. So we're going to go in and do that. And also, by doing that, by matching this instead of this, it's going to explode the gems around it here, and we'll collect just a little bit of mana. When you explode gems, you collect mana. It's only 50% mana, but it's still something. Alright, getting down to the nitty gritty here, end of the battle. Alright, and there we go. We got our skull match. So that was a one example, a couple of examples in there. How to kind of use the gems to your favor. As you play and get more experience, you'll learn kind of how the system works. So let's see what we got here. See, it's flashing. Here's an automatic extra turn. Let's go in and grab that. And let's see. There's a skull match here. But, oh, there's an extra turn. Good thing we didn't grab that. Alright, now we can safely grab this skull gem. I don't see any extra turns. Alright, I'm going to go and grab a... yeah, I'll be okay if I grab red here. You always want to make sure you're not setting up the enemy for them getting an extra turn. Let's go ahead and cast my hero spell. Alright, here's an extra purple. Great. Extra blue. Extra red up here. And you'll, you know, as you play, get more experience, you'll get quicker at identifying extra turns and how to work it in your favor to get those extra turns set up for you. Alright, here's an extra turn. And before we take that skull, we got another extra turn right there. Alright, I don't have any skull matches now, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and it wants us to do that, but I'm going to go in and cast a spell, get some damage done on the enemies. Hopefully this doesn't bite me and they get an extra turn. Alright. I got a fair amount of purple right here. Oh. Extra turn, nice. But I have a fair amount of purple on the board, especially the lower half. Amalgam is going to create 8 purple gems. I'm going to hope that I can get an extra turn off this. Nope. Unfortunately, that gave them an extra turn. However, that purple gem match created no mana generation for them, since they do not have any purple mana troops. Alright, let's see here. Now, one thing to keep in mind while you're matching gems is sometimes troops, depending on which ones, will have a trait, and they will gain enchant when matching a particular colored gem. In this instance, Kristinax gains enchant when matching purple gems. So when we match a purple gem, you'll see a glowing kind of aura there around his mana pool, and every turn he'll gain 2 mana until he's fully powered. So that's something to keep in mind when you are matching your gems. A little, strategy there. You can mana up a troop just by making 1 gem match that they require on that trait. I'm going to go ahead and cast another spell. Cast my Divinia. Great, I got an extra turn off a Skull Gem. And now I'm going to get this, grab that extra turn. And I don't have any Skull matches, so let's see here. Yeah, I think I'll match that purple. Oh! Sometimes that happens, and you don't foresee the future, so... Let's see. What do we got? Alright. And my hero only has 2 life left, so I'm definitely going to use him to try to wear down the last enemy here before he dies. Alright, so there my hero goes. And once again, a prime example. This right here, there's 2 green here and 2 green here. Unfortunately, this red here is the only 2 mana that falls directly below the 2 green here. So say if there was a red gem here, I'd be able to match those. That would fall, and boom, extra turn. The more extra turns you can get, the faster you can wear down the enemy. So the less turns they have, the more chance you have of winning. Right, extra turn up here. Anytime you match 4 or more gems, you get an extra turn. So that's something always to keep in mind. And that was the end of that battle. We'll do one more. Can't do the mythic battle yet. Let's see here. We're going to do raid boss. I don't really have a good team this week for the guild event, so this could go good and could go bad. I didn't really look into making too good of a team this week for this event. I don't really care for raid boss too much unless it's, a kingdom that I have a lot of decent troops. And I don't feel like this kingdom has very many worthwhile troops. Alright, so I'm going to go in and cast this. Alright, so once again, the blue here, if we could drop that down, we can get an extra turn. The red, nope, we can't match that. And nope, so unfortunately we can't take advantage of that, so we're just going to cast another spell. Extra turn right here. Let's go and cast him again. And my hero. Let's see. Oh, that gave him an extra turn. Didn't even see that one. Oh, great. We got Skull match. another one. And that set us up for another skull match. Not really getting too many examples that I can show you here. I haven't really got anything new. We got an extra turn with the skull match. Here's what I've been waiting for. Okay, obviously you could connect these and get an extra turn, right? But say if this brown wasn't here, say if it was green, you'd still grab an extra turn off of these browns. You got 2 up here and 2 below. Well, if you have 2 of the same color here and 1 up here, you can match them, get an extra turn. Just like that. So look out for stuff like that as well. Sometimes you gotta be a little creative. Alright. I have my dog here next to me, so hopefully you guys can't hear him. He's chewing on his toys and stuff. Alright, so that was a couple quick examples of how to use the gems to your advantage to gain extra turns, to prevent the enemy from getting skull matches, and to maximize your mana generation. If you guys have any questions or want to see anything else in detail, let me know. I will be working on these videos quite frequently, and I'll be putting a good bit of thought into each of them. So hopefully this helped you guys out, and I will see you guys in the next video.